Okay, I'm standing in the car park on the sort of north-eastern side of the Hughes building. This is where we must be getting most of our access and load any mini excavators and what we need up onto that second level. That second level's a couple of foot high. Okay, so we just walk up the stairs up towards the annex, and we do have a couple of little hiccups along the way now. So that's just the transformer you can see on your left-hand side, but the biggest point is where we propose to put the slab. We have two Telstra pits and a fire suppression system, or the water pipes, and you'll see there's actually a water pipe going down into the ground, and I'm not quite sure which way that goes, whether it comes back out or heads down under the building. You can just see on your left there the white down pipes on the roof. So just moving coming back a bit now, moving down, you'll see one electrical pit that I'm assuming is coming from that transformer on your left there, which is on the eastern side. And that's just a generator shed on the other side. Another pit, which I'm not sure what's inside. And you'll see that's quite a distance. I think that's about 14 metres or so down to the road along that side. And you'll see the satellite backup system, plus the earth pits are there. The earth pits that CCR put in for the Aerotech 3000 system on the pole, which is the lightning suppression. There's the main door going into the Hughes building for us. Another couple of Telstra pits, or a bigger Telstra pit. Sorry. Moving obviously your aircon and your down pipes coming from the roof. You have a bit of a electrical galvanised conduit there from electrical, and this is pretty much straight underneath where the pole is on top of the Hughes building there. And just looking down, you'll see there's another Telstra type pit. There's the feed coming out from the lightning suppression or lightning system, and another earth pit for that Aerotech lightning system as well. Yeah, and it's just the earth's coming out to the counter, to the lightning strike counter. And just up further, you've just got that galvanised conduit, electrical conduit running along the length of that wall. Okay, I'm just going to move inside to the inside the building. As you see, walking straight in the door, where we originally proposed to have a glam plate window, there's something to do with a satellite system there. You can see the GPOs in the ceiling. Then there's not really a lot of room on that back wall there, coming straight down onto between the ceiling and the cable tray. So that's the C group of racks you can see on your left there. And that's the B set on your left you can see. And there's a service earth bar, but there is a little bit of space behind the service earth bar if we still want to come in that wall. And that's to put a entry plate in there. Again, that's the B racks, with B3 being that empty rack there that I'm just about to move on to. And as you can just see, that's B3. I'm just going to look up now onto the dividing wall, or the hole between the dividing wall. This is on the new annex side. As you can see, it's pretty full up between RF cables and looks like DC cable in there as well. And I'm assuming that must be fibre in that yellow cable tray. But as you can see, it is pretty full up. I'll just have a look on the other side now. As you can see, that's a mess. That's the ceiling you can see above, and there is a bit of room there, but it's pretty untidy at the moment. Okay, and from that, now we're going, that's a dividing wall between the old and the new part of the annex. And we'll just have a look at the internal building entry point above the service earth bar there. As you can see, there is a bit of room there, and there's also a bit of room on that service earth bar as well for the lightning protection. This is the outside, a little bit messy as you can see, but there still should be a bit of room there for the 4 feeders. And there's just a bit of cable tray going up to that existing cable tray coming down from the pole that's on top of the building. And we just access up there via that set of ladders on the right hand side there. I'm just going to have a look at the internal annex now. As you see, it's a building of its own, I suppose, a building inside a building, and any cable tray or any cable run we have from the left-hand side there will have to come on top of that building somehow. You're just going to have a look at that when you actually come up to the site and see if that's a good option or not. This is just the back of that fire system that we saw from outside, which just sits roughly there, and you'll just be able to see through this window the red water pipes from the outside. But just looking up, we may be able to use this beam here as cable tray to run their feeders along as well. Okay, again, but still we need to get it on the roof or above the roof of that internal building there. I know there's going to be a change of plan, but a bit of a proposed new location is just in front of us here, which is further away from the annex, but a bit clearer spot to put everything. It's a bit better, easier access for a friend to reach across. There is one main earth pit here, which I'm assuming is an earth pit for the building, possibly. I'm not quite sure about that. But we'll certainly be able to reach in and put the tower and the block there, and we'll be able to either go through the existing windows or put a new waveguide window in and run along that beam I mentioned earlier towards the annex, over the roof of the internal annex and into the building entry point. As I said, there's nothing visible in our way there, obviously without having utilities clear the ground for us for services, but as I said, this pit here, or these two pits, they're going to stop us putting it where we initially wanted to put the tower. Okay, I'm just going to go up to Mount Nameless now and show you the next part. Okay, so this is the glam plate from the outside of Mount Nameless. This is in between the internal building and the outer wall. So it's, as you can see, it's very full. There are a couple of spots there, and some of these feeders, I think there's 4 feeders in there that don't have tails on them on the other side, but yeah, but it's pretty full from outside, but we'll just go inside and I'll have a quick look there. Yeah, so this is from the right-hand side. You'll see the air warning lights, junction box there, a bit of room. There's F36 and there's a lightning arrestor directly underneath that, a spare. Keep moving across to our left a little bit. F51, I think, is that next spare lightning arrestor. And there's one more spare one, which is in the top left-hand corner, which is F09, which gives us 4 free lightning arrestors, but I'm not sure whether they have been pinpointed for anything else, because obviously there's feeder running up the tower off the other side of them. There is a little bit of room here that you could possibly put some lightning arrestors, but we'd be very limited on what we can put in there. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 at the most. It'd be best if you just come up on Monday and have a look at that with our Pat as well. Just going to finish off mainly for Bakky's benefit. This is just the lightning counter, the lightning strike counter for the Aeritech system that I showed you outside with those earth pits. And this ladder is on your left here. This is how we access the pole at the top from inside the, obviously from inside the Hughes building. Now that ladder is locked, and you need to get a key from this from inside. And Jim Salmon's the contact for that. But you'll see this is a bus bar or a live bus bar that I'm pointing to now that feeds that crane, that internal crane. Now that needs to be isolated before you access the ladder, so no one can squash you up against the end of the wall with the crane. Okay, so that's mainly for Blackie's benefit. And you just see at the top there, that's the platform, goes to the outer platform that you can access that pole for.